Okay, it's 9 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, which means it is time for hashtag Ask Aphrodaddy. Hello, my name is Aphrodaddy, and we are live on Facebook, just like that. So here's the thing. I try to answer as many questions as you can send me until one of my boys wakes up. Generally, that means 5 or 6 questions because my boys are really bad sleepers. And to prove that point, Eli, say hi. Say hi. Can you say hi, Eli? No, you can't say hi. Eli is awake. He refuses to go to sleep, so it's going to be myself doing most of the answering because Afro Mama, Julie over here, is going to be trying to put Eli to sleep, but we're going to see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Hi, everyone.
You can hear that...
Yeah, can you hear that mild, what, you got an owie?
Did you give yourself an hour, Eli?
You can hear the thick layer of frustration in my voice.
Yeah, that frustration is real.
Kids encroach on adult time.
Yeah, so listen, you can keep your questions coming through. Just put them in the comments, or where you can send them as an email to afrodaddyct@gmail.com, or put them on the Facebook page, send it as a smoke signal. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you. We have got a whole load of questions, and I'm trying to pull them up right now. You think I'd be more prepared, knowing that I'm doing this at 9. But let's start with the ones that we couldn't finish last week because Liam woke up, and we faffed a bit.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. We totally faffed. Do you want to sit down? Do you want to sit down a bit closer?
While I watch my child destroy the lounge that we packed away before hoping he'd be in bed.
If you hear frustration, if you hear us just losing our cool just all of a sudden, don't hate us. Don't think of us as bad parents. We're just very tired.
Yeah,
frustrated.
if you hear furniture moving around, that's our son rearranging his kitchen that he just got for his birthday.
Yeah.
Hi, babe. You want to sit on my lap and be a part of the show?
Okay, Eli. Do you like mommy? Oh, okay. So what Eli's basically saying is that the photo that we're using of Eli and Liam sitting on rocks on the riverbed, that was taken today, just before Eli rolled over the back of that rock and knocked the back of his head in the stream. So did you get a gunk? Was it a big gunk? Gunk in the water. Yeah.
You gunked in your head.
Okay,
yes.
But this isn't Ask Eli Jackie Jack. This is Ask Aphrodaddy. You're going to see brother. Okay, brother's sleeping. You should be sleeping too. So let's just get to the first question. We couldn't get to Adam's question last week, and I feel like I have a good answer. Adam's question was this. Terrence, what is your life goal? Your life goal, like when you have done this thing, you will have succeeded, quote unquote, or quote unquote, had a good life. And if you don't get this thing right, you won't have succeeded at life. Like, what is the purpose of your being alive? In brackets, he says, I thought I wouldn't mess around with the baby questions, just get to it. Adam's a philosophy major. In fact, I think he has his master's in philosophy, so I'm feeling a little bit about this. Do you want to hit that first? What do you think?
I think the question was addressed to Terrence. What is your life goal? There was no Julie, what is your life goal?
I think if I look back, and you're playing the audio on your phone, Julie.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Just before I get to that, you know what? No, I'm not gonna rag on you just yet. So if I look back and I feel like I haven't helped anyone with any of the skills that I've been privileged to be given, or any of the privileges that I've been given, then I think I would feel disappointed with my life. But you see, this is the thing. It's a complex question, right? Because there are many layers. Like, if I don't learn to play a musical instrument properly, I'd probably be like kind of bummed.
Okay.
And if I haven't kept up with technology, I would be kind of bummed. Like, if I'm as bad with technology as my dad was at my age, at his age, I would be quite frustrated with myself. What about you?
What, my life goal? Oh, wow.
Yeah, how would you know that you've succeeded at life?
Very, very, very good question. I I reserve that answer for more time. I reserve the right to answer that question at another time.
That's so not fair. Okay, what does your gut say?
You know,
This is the honesty space.
I know.
It's the honesty
not.
circle.
You know, it's not for a lack of. Okay, Eli Jack, you're kind of ruining my vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, am I talking to someone on the phone? Okay.
Okay.
No, you know, it's not that it's not an honesty thing. It's honestly just that my brain has not really. It's not really going there right now. I'm not feeling like I can write my 10 life goals. It's brother. Yes, it's
like,
brother.
if right now, if our kids are alive and have slept properly and have had a good day of exercise and like maybe this, let's look at it at like a day thing. If we got at the end of the day and both our boys have got a lot of exercise in, they've been mentally stimulated, they've eaten well, they've slept well, they're happy, they've given us lots of hugs and kisses, then we kind of go to bed going, that was a good day.
Yeah. And if we haven't, torn into each other in the process of dealing with that, then it's a good day.
Haven't had a lot of those days. Okay, so come on, honestly. Eli, get off the phone, bro. We're doing a live stream. We're doing a live stream.
Thank you.
Eli, can you say hi, everyone? Can you say hi, everyone? There's no one to... Okay, never mind. Okay.
He does not understand the virtual world.
He's
got to be in his world for him to speak
Eli,
to.
don't you get what live streaming is, bro? Okay. So Andrea was listening last week, and she sent in some great questions, and also she's literally having her baby on Monday.
Yay, Andrea!
First baby on Monday. This must be...
How are you feeling, Andrea?
Wow, yeah, I don't even know how you must be feeling. Tell us, Andrea, how are you feeling right now, knowing that your first... Yeah, happy Women's Day to you, Andrea. Thank you for listening. So, Andrea, how are you feeling, knowing that you're just, 4, 5...
Sleeps away from meeting your baby. That's huge.
That is a massive deal. And, so this is what her question is. I'm having my first baby on Monday. Yay. So here's my question for this week. Eli, shh. You mentioned your kids are not such good sleepers last week. So what is your views on co-sleeping? Don't do it. Co-sleeping is the worst. And not because it's a bad thing for parents to do, but it's bad for you.
No, that's totally the wrong
bad
advice.
For you.
Co-sleep. Okay, we're still co-sleeping with Eli. It is half from convenience, a little bit from necessity, because we only have a 2-bedroom apartment, and our other son does not sleep well either. So they would just never sleep. But
it really does depend on the baby
and the mom. So for us, we had some really. It was practical, but there were also some really important goals that I had, which was around breastfeeding Eli, and that was going to be made much easier. Co-sleeping also because I'd had a Caesar, and it was the middle of winter, and the idea of getting out of bed and going to fetch a baby, I was just too lazy for that. Yeah. So.
Well, lazy is the wrong word. It was the easiest way to deal with a difficult time.
Yeah.
But also,
it was cold.
But like with Liam, our first kid, we obviously didn't breastfeed him. He co-slept with us for the first
10 months.
10 months, and then he just didn't want to be in the same bed. He needed his own space. Some babies just need their own space. Eli is such a mommy's boy and you know what? He might be a mommy's boy, but his mommy is even more than Eli's mom, if you know what I mean. Like the two of them haven't quite got to the point where they've realized that the umbilical cord has been cut. So it is just easier right now for us all to co-sleep. Well, it's easier for the two of them. What it means for me is that I get no blanket, I get no space, I get kicked in my sternum repeatedly, I get, sneezed on, I get very little sleep. But still, it's the best option for now, I guess. So yeah, I'm not opposed to co-sleeping. If you can get one of those co-sleeper bed thingies that we have and never used and sold.
Yeah, no, the co-sleeper was helpful because it kind of
just
gave
adds
a barrier protection to the bed, so we could never roll off.
Yeah, so that was...
Other than that, he didn't really spend much time in it. No. My head spent quite a bit of time in that co-sleeper.
The other thing with co-sleeping is if you can get a queen or a king-size bed...
Yes, do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Don't do double.
Nope.
No, because you think, oh, it's just a baby. How much space can a baby take? All the space.
Our baby likes to sleep like scissors, scissors that are open. That's his.
Yeah.
Preferred.
Or he likes to create an H.
Yep.
Between the three of us. That's his. With, of course, his head at mommy's head, so mommy gets all the kisses and the sighs, and his feet at daddy's head, which means daddy gets all the roundhouse kicks to the face.
He's just got his priorities straight.
Okay. Andrea's saying she's saying she's scared, nervous, excited, a roller coaster of emotions. That sounds awfully familiar. Andrea, you need it as soon as Bubba arrives. That you need to give us. We want photos.
Yeah, we do. We want photos. We love newborn photos.
Yeah, and look, if you're still trying to think of a name, I wouldn't be opposed to you calling him Terrence.
Is she even having a boy?
Maybe not, but if she isn't, Terry is a wonderful name too.
Oh gosh.
So that's cool. Okay, so Andrea, thank you so much for those questions. Good luck. Oh, she asked another question. Will you ever bake a birthday cake for the kids again? Now, if you are a incredibly dedicated Aphrodite follower, you'll know that last week, Friday, I took on the challenge to make Eli's second birthday cake. I may have underestimated the difficulty of it.
I want to say I told you so, but
don't be that person. The fact is, I got the cake done.
You made an amazing cake.
Okay, Eli's gonna play. Eli, which boo-boo do you want? You want the big boo-boo? Don't we all? Okay, so... Why can't he have the big boo-boo?
He's got... Just calm down. Right. I think this is getting a bit too real. Again, I'm very grateful for no cameras.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we chose not to do this as a
podcast.
This is audio, so you might hear suckling, but...
Wow.
What? That's the word for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is that what cows do?
That sounds like piglets.
Okay.
It just sounds off-putting.
So, to answer your question, Andrea, no, I'm never going to bake a cake for the boys again. Or at least,
that is incorrect.
I will never bake a cake of that complexity again.
Next year. Our next son's birthday is next year.
Excuse me, can I finish my answer? She asked me, I will bake a square cake with a photo on top. One of those edible photos on top. I'm not going to cut out shapes. I'm not going to do different icing.
From George Pig. I mean, also, okay, you made the decision to make, I thought you were going to make George Pig like, a little bit bigger maybe than A4 size. You decided to make a freaking like A3 plus size George Pig cake. I mean, he was huge. So, I didn't say he had to be that big. You made it a bit more complicated than it needs to be. But, you cannot go back from George Pig to a square.
Well, okay, hopefully, you know what I'm going to do for the next 6 months until Liam's birthday? I'm going to get him really into squares.
That is
it's like, Liam, do you know what's the coolest thing ever? Brown squares. Brown squares are so cool. What cake do you want? I want a brown square. Yes!
We are terrible parents.
Yes, that may be true, but that's the way life goes. Okay, so next question. Thank you, Andrew, for those questions, by the way. To spank or not to spank?
Are we really going there?
Yes. To spank or not to spank? That is the question.
Well, I don't know why you're looking at me. I feel like, again, this podcast is called
now it's called Ask Aphrodite. Mm-hmm. Okay. No, but what are your feelings about spanking?
I am not a fan of spanking
young
children. I don't think it is very effective, other than I also think that kind of often you're kind of punishing behavior that involves them lashing out, and you're going, don't smack your brother, and then smack them.
So there's a lot of irony.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of irony and double standards. I'm not really happy with the modelling of that. That being said, I have to be absolutely honest.
Yes. Tell them.
No, it's not something I'm proud of, but
Tell them the truth.
I have smacked Liam on the hand, and I felt really awful about it. I've done it twice.
Did it work to stop the behavior?
So I did it I mean, and I must say, what I've always thought about for people who are able to, I don't know, who choose to smack, is if they can do it in a way that is controlled and calm, that is amazing. I did not lose my cool, but I was at the end of my tether when I did it, so I'm not proud of it. What it did do, that I'll admit was good, was Eli Jack, do you have to bang that oven?
Dude.
I'm talking about smacking, kid. Pick your moment.
Yeah. Feel the room, son.
Feel the room. No. What it did do was it shocked him out of the behavior, because he got himself in such a state. He was basically just going berserk, and he was completely hyper, and it did shock him out of the behavior. But the way he looked at me in that moment, I felt really, really crap. So I'm not really. It's not. Let's put it this way. I don't want to get into a sort of morality sort of thing around it. Yeah. But for me, it feels like it's not a parenting choice I would like to say that I consistently make, or I'm consistently comfortable making. But
it's definitely not our go-to option.
No.
We do try. We have tried all sorts of different sort of discipline techniques, but also our kids are very young, so it's difficult for us to make sure that they associate the discipline with what they've done wrong, if you know what I'm saying. So Liam's starting to get to that point now where he understands I'm standing in the corner because I hit my brother, but he's not quite there yet. Yeah. So making that connect. I know for myself, I try to avoid the spanking because I don't think I can do it calmly. I think I would do it as a form of
it would
rage.
Be a rage release.
It was a rage release, which isn't what it should be, right? Like, it shouldn't be like, it's not like you hitting a wall or screaming into a pillow to like release the frustration that you have with this kid. It should be a calmly thought through, I've warned you. This is the consequence of your actions kind of thing. And even then, it's the research, like scientifically, the research doesn't bode well for spanking.
Yeah.
So the benefit there doesn't seem to be any real empirical evidence for benefit. Thank you, Eli. Yeah, Eli's happy that we're saying no spanking. So there's no research showing that there's any real benefits to spanking, and there is some research showing that there's negative consequences to spanking. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we can necessarily tell parents that they shouldn't spank, but we're not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, that's probably the best thing. For us to just leave that.
Leave it like that, yeah. Okay, I'll let you choose a question. Because I always ask them if you can... Oh, wait, before we get to your questions, it's time for Julie's Would You Rather.
Okay, wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like digging deep for the energy tonight, guys. This kid is like, he's killing my buzz.
Yeah,
okay.
Eli, you're the worst kid.
Oh no, don't say that.
He actually... You're
me, you're wonderful, my sweet boy. Okay, would you rather...
I didn't think you'd hear me.
Okay, would you rather... Okay, so here it is. Okay, would you rather have...
Yeah.
A ridiculously smart child.
Which I do.
Or so I'm talking about kind of be able to sign up for Mensa. Like, ridiculously smart child.
Like which Mensa?
Okay.
The Mensa down the road.
Let me finish my question.
Which Mensa?
Okay, can I finish my question? Would you rather have a ridiculously smart... Like a genius?
Like once member.
Okay, Terrence, I'm going to...
I'm asking which Mensa.
Shush. Okay, would you rather have a ridiculously smart child, like a genius, or a ridiculously good-looking child? And why?
I would want a ridiculously...
Like a genius, or like...
Okay, question. Is he a genius and ugly? And is he beautiful and stupid?
No, I'm saying there are benefits and challenges to both. To having a child where everyone stops, so I mean like stops in the road because your child is so incredibly beautiful, and the pros and cons, or a child who is as bright, but obviously there's pros and cons to that too.
Yeah.
Which one would you choose? Okay, Eli Jack, now is not the time to fly your helicopter dump truck.
So, my gut reaction is I would go for a child that is smarter than the smart child as opposed to the beautiful child.
Mm-hmm.
From a sense of, my goal for my sons, which isn't a secret, is that I want both of them to be world changers, right? Whether it's just in their local community, whether it's citywide, whether it's countrywide, or whether it's actually worldwide, I want them to be the guys that make the world a better place because they exist in it. Now, I'm not saying beautiful people don't do that, but I think an incredibly smart person is more likely to be able to work out ways to do that, right? So I think the world needs more smart people applying their minds to the complexities of our modern world.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Because, so look at like examples. So geniuses aren't always socially
adept,
intuitive or adept. Okay.
Yeah.
So just because you're incredibly smart doesn't mean you're able to use that to be a world changer. Not that you're not, but I'm saying it's not guaranteed. And if you look at examples of some beautiful people who have, through their beauty, been given opportunities to speak on platforms, Anne Hathaway spoke recently.
But you can say that about anything. You can say that about beautiful people who are also not exactly known for being wonderful people.
DiCaprio's been doing all that, speaking on climate change and stuff.
Yeah, but aren't they the outliers? How many more beautiful people do you know who are like beautiful people can also be arrogant and shallow?
They can. So it's a risk.
So just because you're a smart person doesn't mean you're like, this is the problem with shows like Big Bang Theory and whatever. Is that like, oh, if you're smart and nerdy, you have to be socially inept. But I know lots of very, very smart people who are smart across the intelligent ranges. They have great they have great EQ.
But I'm talking like genius here.
Well,
like outlier genius.
I would rather that than have a child who has to deal with the world of media being a beautiful person. I don't think that's the kind of thing I'd want for my kids. And like, would you want your kid to go through the kind of stuff that supermodels go through?
Question wasn't asked to me, Darren.
Oh, okay. Well, that's my answer. So, okay, you can ask another question that you also. Yeah.
Okay, so from Candace, what's the best way to clean a gross high chair?
I don't know. I never clean high chairs. There's a great New Zealand. Thank you for the bag, Eli. There's a great New Zealand dad who has a YouTube channel and a Facebook page called How to Dad. He is very funny. If you want to just have a proper laugh, go search for How to Dad.
But we do have I do have some suggestions.
Okay, well, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
So one of his videos is how to clean a high chair. In fact, I think it was his first video was how to clean a high chair. So basically what you do is you pick... I'm not going to ruin it for you. Go check out his solution to how to clean a high chair. Go check out How to Dad on YouTube or on Facebook. He's the guy I wish I was. Okay, but a real solution is you could just cover the whole thing in plastic every time the kid eats, so it never gets dirty.
You need to choose your high chair well, right?
So
do not choose anything with material, anything. Get a wooden high chair or like a plastic, a solid plastic one, like those IKEA modeling ones.
But also not the kind of plastic that has rough plastic on, because that stains. Spaghetti bolognese stains that kind of rough plastic. And then also things about
He's made a poo, Mummy. Yes, you have made a poo, my precious treasure.
Eli, can Mommy go change the poo? Nappy?
I can't.
Mummy can. What a joy you are. Yeah, what a delight.
Yeah, staying up and making poos. Fantastic. Eli Jack? Go to sleep. That was a very bad luck. Okay, so so get high chairs that don't have too many nooks and crannies, and then look, you will have to clean it eventually. You'll want to hold off on cleaning it for as long as possible. Don't do that. Clean it as soon as you can. As soon as the kid is out of the chair, wipe that bad boy down, because things get caked in there and it is not pretty.
Also invest in a scoop bib.
Ooh, yes.
we have one. The problem is I can't seem to find them. Tommy Tippy used to make them, and Discam used to have a range
Yes.
of plastic scoop bibs. They're like kind of semi-hard with like a proper like catch tray in the bib.
Yes.
Those things really save you half the trouble of all the stuff your kid is going to drop on that high
And if you ever find those, please let us know where, and post it on Aphrodite, because that's probably worthwhile. Andrea is saying that they are having a boy. They'll send pics as soon as they can. Sorry, we have a name. We'll post it with the pics as no one knows it besides me and hubby. Oh, now we're intrigued. I can't wait till Monday.
Can't wait.
Andrea, you're keeping me in suspense. Can't wait. Ina, are you gonna have a new friend soon?
I'm
You're going to work.
You're going to work.
going to shop.
You go to the
shops.
shop.
Okay.
Okay. Can you get me some popcorn? Can you get me some coffee?
No.
Okay, fine. Here we go. This question: do you kiss your kids on the lips?
Yep.
Yes. So
as long as we're not sick. When we're sick, we try not to.
yeah. So there's this thing with who was it? There was I think it was Brad Pitt had a picture, or someone had a picture of
Oh no, it was the soccer player who
Beckham.
Yes, David Beckham.
Kissing his daughter on the lips in a very sweet way, right?
Yeah.
Like, not, oh, Eli, don't mess with that, please. So it wasn't gross in any way, shape, or form. Wasn't inappropriate. Our boys love kisses. They love hugs. They love being kissed, and they like being kissed on the lips. And we'll keep doing it as long as they're happy to kiss us on the lips.
Yeah.
And we never force them.
No, we never force them. We always so we have like some. Okay, thank you, Eli.
You found the pan
for your oven. Yes, off you go. We found one or two things we sort of do, sort of unconsciously, I suppose, or we always ask.
Yeah. We
don't just kiss. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of other people kissing our kids on the lips.
Oof.
Like even family. Sorry, family, anyone listening. I'm not a real fan of that. I don't mind like kisses on even the cheek or on their hands.
But like I think grandmas have passes.
Yeah.
What is really strange when other people do it with our kids, and it's
yeah.
What we always do though is that we'll always defend our kids if a friend or okay, you want to get a bicky. If friends or family members want to give our boys kisses and they say no, then we agree with them. We say no, don't worry, you're not going to kiss them. And at first I was worried that people might be offended by that, but actually surprisingly people respect that. We really want to teach our kids about having like self-determination when it comes to their bodies. For two reasons. One, because they need to know that for themselves, but also they need to know that for other people. So I'm very keen. I mean, there's a bigger issue here with the way boys view other people's bodies, right?
Consent.
Like viewing other people's bodies as their playthings. So we think that the first step into making sure that boys respect other people's bodies is by showing them that they need to be respecting their own. And the big part of that is when we say, hey, can daddy get a kiss? And he goes, no, then okay. And we don't make them feel guilty about saying no either. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So we definitely, it is the best when I come home from work and Liam runs up to me and gives me the big hug and gives me a big kiss on the lips and another big kiss on my cheek, and then he tells me all about his day. It's just kind of the kind of thing that we do. And I think it'll only be inappropriate when they start to feel uncomfortable with it. And when they start to feel uncomfortable, then we stop. I think that's kind of the rule of thumb with the way we're doing it. Okay, so just so you know, Julie has left the building. I think she's gone to change a nappy or 2 or 3 or 4. So let's look at this question from Anne. What makes you proud of your boys? So much. What makes me proud of my boys? They each have different things where I get a look. When it comes to pride, a lot of this is quite stupid, right? Like it's a stupid thing to be doing, like to be feeling. So Liam is quite physically adept. He's quite good with kicking balls and throwing balls around and that sort of stuff. and there was one day a couple of years ago. He was probably 2 years old, and he was bouncing on a trampoline with some friends at a birthday party. And while they were all jumping on the trampoline, he picked up the ball and kicked it, like drop kicked the ball. And there was a bunch of dads looking around going, "Oh my word, whose kid is that? How can a kid that? How old is that kid? 2. How can a kid like that be able to kick a ball that well?" And I was quite like, "Yeah, that's my kid. That's mine. He's with me. I know him." So that was really cool. That was a very proud moment. And then Eli is a real charmer, and he knows how to. I don't say manipulate people, but he definitely knows how to make people feel good for being around him. So, he has like this thing. He has a slow blink. He'll kind of tilt his head to the side and he'll blink slowly with a little shy smile. And I've actually seen people, the ladies especially, swoon. They've literally swooned around him. I'm not even kidding. They've literally gone, "Oh, this boy, oh." So yeah, that's been a point of pride for me too. So yeah. Right, let's see. Let's move on to the next. Remember, you can keep throwing your questions out if you are listening. So throw your questions out to just on the comment line or via email, aphrodaddyct@gmail.com, or you can comment on the Facebook page or send a message to Aphrodaddy's Facebook page as well. Don, the Don father, says, "We also don't like other peeps kissing Gia. They don't get the cheek or even a high five. We also don't force her to give anyone kisses or even hugs." Yeah, I think that's even more important for girls to get that very early on. Like, your body is your own. You have complete control of who does what with it. And although they don't even get a high five. So Don, if I meet Gia and I go, "Hey, high five," and is she going to say no to a high five from Uncle Terrence? I mean, it's fine if she does. I won't be offended, but I'll do just 2 finger guns, I guess. That's the way to do that. Right. Let's move on to the next question. From Amy. "It's Women's Day today." Yes, it is Women's Day today. How can men honor this day? How can men honor women on Women's Day? I think I tried to do something on Facebook today, which maybe I missed the mark a bit. I basically just explained why I thought my wife was a great woman and a great person, and I briefly mentioned how important women in general have been to me in my life, how they've led me and encouraged me, and how they've called me out on all my crap, and how strong women have been a central pillar in my life. And that's all true, but I think that kind of misses the point of Women's Day. And I'm speaking as a man, so I'm very willing to stand under loads of correction here. So if you are a woman listening and you think I'm missing the point, please let me know. I'm willing to learn. I think the real point of Women's Day is to remember the women who have done so much in this country. It's to commemorate the women who fought hard under tremendous difficulty against oppression, not just for women, but for all the people in South Africa. And to remember that they played a pivotal role in the freedom that this country currently has. I think that's what we need to be doing more. We need to be remembering those women and telling our children the stories of those women today. I don't even know those stories well enough myself, which is a real problem, right? Like we have this Women's Day, and we aren't talking about the women who we're supposed to be remembering on Women's Day. So I think that's maybe the best way we can honor women. It's not about making the woman. It's not about making the woman in your life feel good today, although you should do that. I think it's more about remembering the massive influence women had on our society today, and honoring that in our memories and telling those stories to encourage the next generation of women to do the same. So that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am wrong, you can let me know. Eli and Julie are back. You can hear Eli has lots to say. So, Julie, what do you think? Did you kind of overhear my answer?
Yeah.
How do you think? You're a woman.
I have my hands covered in baby crap.
Cool. You're a woman, apparently.
Wow, really. You're doing so well on Women's Day, love. I'm a woman, apparently.
What? I'm not judging people's gender. But how can men honor this day? That's the question.
Mummy doesn't have apple today. Good question. I think creating space to listen to women.
Sorry?
Really funny. But in all honesty, I think that's a big deal. I think we don't listen to women enough, and I think creating opportunities to actively listen is really important. So obviously, I think educating ourselves on the reason why Women's Day exists, looking at women in history, specifically women in history, in this country, looking at Black Sash movement, looking at what women did for the struggle, and then I think it's really okay for men to ask women, in their lives, how do we honor you today? How do we use our male privilege to be allies for you, acknowledging that the world for us is still incredibly hard. So actually, whether, it would be helpful just to start with some conversations and for most of the listening to happen on the side of men on a day like today, and committing to going forward to be listening more and seeking opportunities to support women better.
Daddy.
Yes. Eli, your mother just gave a fantastic answer that you interrupted.
Mommy.
You're with mommy. Yeah, you have a good mommy. I think that's right. I think that's a great answer. And not just for, you can use today as a training platform for yourself to, listen to women better. It's not like, okay, today's the day I listen to women. It's today's the day I learn how to listen to women.
Yeah.
Which I carry forward.
Yeah, and again, it's not a one-day thing, as you said. It's an intentional process and it's a lot of unlearning. I mean, you've got to, when you've been in a position of privilege, you've got to really listen, and it's an unlearning process to step back. But I think women really appreciate that.
Cool. Yeah, great question. Here's another one. Have you ever caught yourself repeating something your parents said to you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. I can't quite think off the bat exactly what.
What are you most worried that you're going to say that makes you sound like your mom?
Ooh, my mom's very likely going to be listening to this at some point. So I feel like I'm going to again plead the fifth.
Okay, well, I am starting to say a lot of things my dad used to say. I find. So my dad was a purveyor of lame jokes, which he loved. But the problem was that he didn't have an array of jokes, right? Or he wouldn't come up with different jokes. He would have the same 4 jokes that he would say day in and day out every day, right? I work my fingers to the bone, and what do I get?
Bony fingers.
Yeah, that was one of his jokes. I've found myself enjoying saying those same jokes, and I'm not sure if it's an age thing that I'm finally getting the sense of wonder when people groan around you, or whether it's because I'm a dad that I don't care what people think anymore. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving the dad jokes, man.
Yeah, you really, really do love those dad jokes.
What did you find, Eli?
I love it.
Okay. Also, this is the problem now, because my boys are starting to say things back to me that I say to them, so I'm starting to hear myself through them. So saying things like, don't give me that face. That was my dad saying. And also, can I say this one? Your eyes look like 2 piss holes in the snow. When you're really tired, that's what you used to say. Your eyes look like two pistons in the snow. Yes, Eli.
Yeah, I still don't really get that one, but
Who knows? Half the things my dad said was complete nonsense. So, okay.
I'm doing for time.
This is our last question. We're gonna go to this last question. If you had 24 hours to yourself, what would you do? I know the exact answer to this because I experienced 24 hours to myself once.
Tell me, what would you do?
So a couple of months ago, I had to be in Joburg for a work thing on the Sunday, but I had to be on the Friday for a setup. So, Eli got himself stuck in a corner between the TV cabinet and the couch. Good job, Eli. So basically, I was busy on the Friday, I was busy on the Sunday for work, but the Saturday, I had nothing to do. So I was in Joburg in a fairly nice hotel for the whole Saturday.
I was so jealous.
Right, and I couldn't even feel bad about it because it was a work thing. So it wasn't like I chose that. It's just that was the way it had to be. So I can tell you exactly what I did. I slept till 10. I got up, had breakfast, had a nap. Got up, went across the road to the mall, did some window shopping, bought some chips and some Coke and stuff. Came back to my room, ate the chips, drank the Coke. Oh, also had a milkshake. I tried to write for a bit. I tried to work some Aphrodite stuff for a bit. In bed all the time. Then there was a Liverpool game on, which I watched. Liverpool won, and I fell asleep just at the end of that game. Woke up just in time for a Stormers game, which they also won. Had another nap after that. Then I got up. So basically, I spent about 10 hours alone in this room. And then I got up, had supper, or had a pre-supper snack, and then my brother, who lived in Joburg at the time, picked me up, and we went to go out to have dinner with some friends. That was the best. I was so happy. It was the most refreshing 24 hours I've had in years.
I feel like a little bit bummed that I'm like an absentia in the story of what makes an amazing 24 hours for you.
But it says if you had 24 hours to yourself.
Not by yourself.
Oh. No, I'm just saying that's the experience, that's a real life experience that I had.
Okay.
If you were in the hotel room with me, I'm sure it would have been much nicer.
That's very kind of you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yes, recovery.
Yeah.
What about yours?
24 hours to myself. My goodness, yeah. I think it's it's a trade-off because part of me just is so desperate for sleep.
Yeah.
But I don't want to waste it all on sleep.
Yes.
So I would want to like have a bit of it sleeping. I'd love to pick up a book and read. I used to love doing that. I used to love lying like a paperback and like sitting and like having nowhere to go and
having
no one
tea
relying on
and
you.
coffee
And rusks in bed and sitting with a book. But also, yeah, I actually don't know. Going for like a stroll, ice cream at sunset, all of these kinds of things would be amazing. Sleep.
Lots of sleep.
Lots of sleep.
I mean, look, on my birthday, that's what we did. My birthday this year.
Kind of.
We slept for 4 hours in the middle of the day.
Did, I didn't.
Okay, well, that was a different story altogether. Yeah, so listen, that's it.
I think if
we managed to get through a lot of questions before Liam woke up, so maybe this is a lucky night.
Yeah, Liam will. Yeah, except for the little 2-year-old running around.
Oh
ruining
yeah.
our vibe.
Technically, we didn't fulfill the rules of this because the rules are I'm supposed to keep going.
His cash register.
The rules are I'm supposed to keep asking questions until one of the boys wakes up. This boy has not gone to sleep yet, so we're going to have to try and get him to sleep now.
Pray for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you are listening to this after the live moment, that's fine. Thank you so much for listening to it then. Remember, this is not just about parenting. Ask me questions about anything. In fact, I'm putting it out there about anything. I'm very wise, surprisingly so. Send it through to aphroditect@gmail.com, or you can leave it in the comments below, or you can just send it through to on the Aphrodite Facebook page as a message. You can also hit me up on Twitter @TerrenceMentor if you really want to do the Twitter thing, but I mean, come on. Who's on Twitter anymore? Thank you so much for listening. I will catch you next week. So will Julie.
Hey.
She might even be there too. Eli, say bye. Eli, say bye.
Bye.